In many African villages, night is not just darkness, it is a boundary, a time when humans rest and other things begin to move. But in Amaja village, there's something more dangerous than the dark, a lantern that burns past midnight. They say when the flame refuses to die, something else is using the light. Welcome to Nightfall Stories. Tonight's tale is one the villagers still whisper about. The night a simple lantern opened the door to something unexplained. Amaja is a quiet farming village, peaceful during the day, but different at night. Every evening, elders warn their children, put out every lantern before midnight because the flame calls to what should not be seen. Most people obey, except Mama Ozioma, a kind, stubborn woman in her late 70s who loved sorting cocoyam late into the night. One evening, she walked longer than usual. Her eyes grew heavy, her hands slowed, and without realizing it, she drifted into sleep. Outside her hut, the lantern she placed by the door kept burning. Around 1:13 a.m., her neighbor Okorie woke up, but not to any sound he recognized. It wasn't footsteps, it wasn't an animal, it wasn't the wind. It was humming. A low, deep hum, slow, steady, like someone singing a lullaby they didn't fully remember. He sat up confused. The humming didn't sound human, but it wasn't animal either. It was something in between. When he peeped through the crack in his window, his breath caught. A tall figure stood beside Mama Ozioma's lantern, perfectly still, not moving, not breathing, just watching the flame. At first, he thought it was a thief, but then he noticed something wrong. The figure cast no shadow, even though the lantern was shining directly on it. Only the flame flickered, growing taller, stretching unnaturally as if reacting to the presence beside it. Then the humming stopped. Slowly, the figure tilted its head toward Okorie's window, even though he hadn't made a noise. Fear gripped him. He ducked immediately, heart pounding so loudly it felt like the whole hut could hear it. He whispered a prayer, too afraid to look again. Outside, the lantern kept burning, too bright, too alive. At exactly 2 o'clock in the night, Mama Ozioma woke up. She didn't know why. Her heart felt heavy. The room was too quiet. Then, 3 soft knocks on her window. Knock. A pause. Knock. Another pause. Knock. Not loud, not rushed, almost polite. Trembling, she gently pulled the curtain aside. There was no person outside, no thief, no child, no body. But on the ground, lit clearly by the lantern, she saw a shadow. A tall shadow stretching towards her hut with no body attached to it. Her scream filled the night. The shadow instantly flattened, like smoke vanishing. The lantern flame shot upward as if inhaling something. By sunrise, villagers gathered around her hut. The lantern was still burning, bright, strong. The flame looked almost new, yet the wick was untouched. Mama Ozioma told them everything, the humming, the knocks, the bodiless shadow. The elders looked at each other with fear they didn't bother to hide. Finally, the oldest, Nana, spoke. This is why we do not let lanterns burn past midnight. The flame calls them, not ghosts, not spirits, but those who wander between worlds, searching for light to anchor themselves. He poured palm wine around the lantern and whispered ancient words. The flame flickered 3 times, then died out. Since that night, no one in Amaja village has ever left a lantern burning past midnight. Not because of fear alone, but because they now understand something deeper. At night, light is not always your friend. Sometimes the darkness is safer. Thank you for listening to Nightfall Stories. More mysteries await you in the shadows.